Hello everyone. Today we will see what are the criteria set by WHO for drug promotional literature. So what is drug promotional literature? So this is a pamphlet which is known as drug promotional literature, which contains all the information about the drugs and its usage, contraindication, etc. So we will see what are the ideal criteria which a drug promotional literature should have according to the WHO. First is INN, which is International Non-Proprietary Name or Generic Name. Then second is the brand name. Third is the chemical sorry. Third is single or combination product. Fourth is description of pharmacological action and mechanism of action, how the drug acts or affect our body or the site. Then clinical information, which includes the following things: indications for the usage, average dose for adults and children, average duration for the for how much time per day it should be taken, special situation precautions or warnings, adverse effect, contraindication, drug interactions, then pharmaceutical information like dosage form, strength of the dosage form, name of excipient or additives if added, storage conditions, package size, drug schedule or narcotic or controlled drugs. Then check for the proof of claims made in the advertisement like references for the drug. Then eighth is the usage of superlative, extravagant, emotional phrases. Then ninth is the relevance of pictorial and graphs. 10th is statistical analysis of presented data given. 11th is the name and address of manufacturer. Then address for further information, any other information if given. And what is the completeness? That is, all the above mentioned criteria are mentioned or not. That refers to completeness. So let's see one by one. International non-proprietary name or generic name. It's the name which is common for all the drugs. So here we can see this name which is written in small letter: fluticasone furet. It is the generic name of this drug. Then second is the brand name. So this is the brand name: Evmia's nasal spray. So this is the brand name. Then third is single or combined product. So we can see that this name contains a single compound, not a mixture of compound. Like in other drugs, it is given like aspirin plus something other. So that is called a combination product. But here the name is singly written. It is a salt, so this is a single product. Then third we have seen pharmacological action and mechanism of action, which is not mentioned in this, and also in majority of the pamphlets it is not mentioned. So then we can see indication for the user. So here it is mentioned like allergic retinitis has a considerable effect on the quality of life, like when to use it. So it is used in allergic retinitis. So indication for the usage is mentioned here. It is also elaborated like what are the problems faced by allergic retinitis patient. So there occurs a sleep disturbance, impairment of daily activities, impairment of school or work. So in all these indications we can use. is also mentioned that moderate to severe persistent allergic retinitis. So in case of nasal inflammation, we can use this drug. It is properly mentioned here. Now, average dosage for adults and children. What should be the ideal dose of this drug to be taken? So here it is mentioned dosage and administration. So by intranasal route only. Here it is mentioned that for adults and adolescent for 12 years and above, 2 sprays, and the dosage for children it is mentioned from 2 to 11 years. So yes, it is mentioned in this promotional literature. Then we have to see average duration. What should be the duration of the dose? So it is also mentioned along with it. Once a day and twice a day, like it's mentioned, like once a day. So this is the duration of the dosage. Then special situation precautions and warnings. So warnings and precautions are mentioned. See, pharmacokinetics may be altered in the patient with liver disease. Generally, in the warnings, it is mentioned like in case of cardiac or liver or any other type of problem, when not to use these drugs. And also in this is also an warning sign, like in pregnancy and lactation, adequate data is not available, so this drug is not reliable for retinitis if occurs in pregnancy and lactation. Then we can see what are the adverse effects or contraindication or drug interactions. So here are given contraindication like hypersensitivity to any of its ingredient. So this is also properly mentioned. Now let's see what are pharmaceutical information. Dosage form. So it is indirectly mentioned here that it is a nasal spray. Like if it is a tablet or syrup, then it would be mentioned. Like what is the form of dosage in which it should be taken? In the powder, in IV form, it could be any of it. Then what is the strength of dosage form? So its amount is mentioned, like here it's mentioned like 11 and 110 microgram, and for the children it is mentioned 55 microgram. So this is the strength of the dosage form. Here also it is mentioned each metered dose spray delivers 27.5 mcg of the compound. So this is actually the strength of dosage form. Then we can see name of excipients or additives. So it is not mentioned here. No, wait, it's mentioned like see, active ingredients, this compound, then preservatives are also mentioned, and therapeutic indication for treatment of symptoms of allergic retinitis. So all of it is mentioned. So dosage form is also mentioned, strength is also mentioned, and additives are also mentioned. In additives also there are active ingredient is also mentioned and preservative is also mentioned. Storage condition is not mentioned. Generally for particular vaccines it should be mentioned like what refrigerated temperature, like 4 degrees Celsius, but here it is not required, so it is not mentioned. Then package size, how much ml of or how much microgram of spray is there. So per serving it is 27.5 microgram, but how much is the total amount is not mentioned here. In the tablets it is generally mentioned like 20 tablets in the package, like that. Drug schedule, narcotic or controlled drug. So generally along with the name only it is mentioned, like Schedule H, Schedule X. Like here with RX, if there is any other term added, then we came to know, but it is also not mentioned here. Then check for the proof of claims made in the advertisement. References. So it is given very well. Nathan Robert A. Burden of Allergic Reaction. This is the full reference, like the survey from which this reference is taken is well mentioned here. Then use of superlatives, extravagant emotional phrases. These are not mentioned. Generally, it is mentioned like the best drug for retinitis or best to use, most effective, but here it is not mentioned. So it is a good thing that superlatives are not mentioned here. The ninth is the relevance of pictorial and graph. So here the pictorials are given like up to 70% reported sleep problems, but these are the problems, not the effectiveness of the drugs. So it is not given. But if it would be given, then there would some references would also be given about the surveys made, like statistical analysis of the data presented. So it is not mentioned here. Then name and address of the manufacturer. So it is given at the end. This is the address of the manufacturer. Here the website is also given for reporting if any adverse event occurs. Then address for further information, any other information, and completeness. These are generally not mentioned. In completeness, we have to conclude like how much of the above mentioned criteria are fulfilled by the drug. So this is how this pamphlet is. Generally, when to use the drug is well mentioned in any of the pamphlet. Contraindications and warnings are not very well mentioned, but in this pamphlet it is very well mentioned. So that's all. Thank you.